Alright everybody, this is another video. This is Nate with StrayBlogger.com, and in this video we're going to go over Amazon niche sites versus authority sites and what's better. So it's no secret that ideally, you would have several big authority sites that make a bunch of money, and you only needed to have a few sites to worry about. That's obviously better than 100 small sites or even more that you have to take care of and renew domains. Just try to track the rankings for dozens of different sites. That obviously is annoying, but in the short term, as I'm going to show you, that's really the better way to go, and there's several reasons for that. So the downside to starting out with an authority site in mind, which is a huge downside, is that you can spend months or even years working on one site, that in your mind is going to become a great authority site that actually never goes anywhere. And I've done that, and it sucks. A lot of you probably heard me say this, but my first attempt at building an online business was just one big site that I spent 2 years on. It absolutely went nowhere. So anyways, you don't want to do that. So what I'm going to do is outline what I feel like is the best strategy for building Amazon affiliate sites, and really any type of site for that matter. It could be AdSense sites, sites that you plan on creating your own products for. Really, this is the best way you can go to just kind of, test the waters out with real results instead of just, what you think might be a good idea. So this will be the best thing for you for both the short term and the long term. So what this is kind of based on is that lately, the last few years, exact match domains, people started figuring out that they're a lot easier to get ranked and everything. And then lately, in the last year or so, there's been all this chatter that, they're not working as well. Google's starting to devalue them, stuff like that. Whether or not there's some truth to that, I mean, there could be. There are parts of both sides of the debate that make sense. The fact is, from my own results and other people's results, these still work. It's a lot easier to get your main, your home page that's optimized around your domain keywords. It's a lot easier to get that home page ranked than the supporting pages. So to take advantage of that fact, one of the best things you can do is there's a few steps that I'm going to outline, and this is the same basic approach. I kind of mentioned this before. This is the same basic approach that I've used for all my sites that I've built over the years. So step one, what you want to do is find a main keyword phrase for your domain based on what I showed you in one of the previous trainings on market research. Usually for the main keyword phrase, you want to find something that gets searched at least 1,000 exact match searches a month. Unless you're really sure that it's a domain or a keyword phrase that you're going to create your own products for, then you can go way down into the, just even 100 or 200 exact match searches, and that's enough to make a good income from one site if you're going to have your own products, your own digital products to sell. But for an Amazon site, you want to stay in the range of 1,000 exact match searches a month, and those are not hard to find. Then you want to find the search engine title competition, the SEOTC inside of Market Samurai. You want that to be lower than 10,000 for your main keyword. So you find a phrase that fits that description. Step two, you want to get as close to an exact match domain as you can, such as treadmillreviews.com. In order of priority, then it would go treadmillreviews.net, treadmillreviews.org, and then you'd go back to a .com with a dash in between the words. So those are like your best case scenarios. And then if you can't get any of those, like the first 6, so you can't get a .com, net, or .org, and then you can't get those a .com, .net, or .org, even with the dashes in between the keywords, then you could add a stop word at the end, like treadmillreviewsguide.com, something like that. And those are still, it's going to be really not that hard to get it ranked for, as long as it hits those the competition numbers and the search numbers that I mentioned. So step 3, what you're going to do is put up 3 pages. Your main page, which is your main article, and then 2 supporting pages that are optimized for longer tail versions of your keyword phrase. So instead of treadmill reviews, something like best budget home treadmills, or budget home treadmill reviews. Some longer term phrase, and that's okay if those only get searched a couple hundred times a month. So that step's pretty easy. Step 4, you're going to follow the backlinking steps that I've outlined in my I have a post on strayblogger.com where I've just outlined exactly what my backlinking method is for every single page that I build. So follow that. And then step 5 is, this is the big part. This is kind of the main idea of this whole process. You want to wait 1 to 2 months before you ever worry about that site again. And what you're going to do in that 1 or 2 months is just build more and more of these sites. If you're ordering your articles, and what you need to do is put this into a system. If you can't have your articles outsourced or anything right now, then you write them, obviously, and that's really not that big of a deal. But take this whole thing and break it apart into a process, and you just go, through these steps, whether the set of steps takes you a week per site or 1 day. I mean, if you're having your articles ordered, 3 pages to just buy the domain and everything, I mean, you can do 1 or 2 sites in a day. I don't build that many. I don't build 1 or 2 a day consistently. I build a couple a week because I'm just, working on other bigger sites that I've, I'm in step 6 on, which I'll get to in a minute. But yeah, you basically just let these sites simmer for 1 to 2 months, see where they end up in the rankings if they're generating sales. And then step 6 is going to be to analyze those results and then build more backlinks and content if the site is doing well and making sales. So it's really that simple. Like I said, you just turn this into an exact process that you can do over and over again. And when you've built just 5 to 10 to 20 of these sites, you're going to have a few that are winners and that are just ranking really well. They're in the top 5 or top 3 results. They're consistently making sales, and those, it obviously will make sense to build more. You found something that works. It'll make sense to spend more time on those sites, build more content, build more backlinks, and take those and start heading down the authority site route with those sites. So that's pretty much all we need to go over in this session. So again, for more internet marketing tutorials and articles, you can visit my main site at strayblogger.com.